watching a variety of music videos on YouTube and MTV, I believe the industry is ever-changing and expanding more than ever. Music videos in the past few years have made things like nudity and risky content more acceptable. For example, Miley Cyrus, who hit billions of views online with her Wrecking Ball video, this is due to everyone wanting to constantly shock and push boundaries to generate interest in their music. Creating an original or controversial video will get people talking and watching the video out of curiosity, resulting in popularity for the artist. This is why I found it hard to narrow down conventions for my music video. Current artists such as Sia shocks the public with abstract visuals of a young girl in many of her videos. The atmosphere of these are very bizarre as we never actually quite know what's going on. It also can be seen as controversial as this girl is only young in small amounts of clothing, wearing makeup, and making us question all the time, why is she there and what is this video actually trying to show us? Her movements in these videos are amazingly interesting, even when they are done in one continuous shot, like in Big Girls Cry. Something as simple as a girl's facial expressions and hand movements for its duration still generates millions, if not billions, of views. I also believe if an artist has a strong enough fan base, no matter what their video contains, they will still watch it. Modern videos with no obvious narrative allows the artist to show their creative flair in visuals on screen. An example of this is Drake's new release, Hotline Bling, that sparked a lot of online interest due to its abstract nature and no storyline, just him dancing and lip-syncing, and this has still managed to reach over 500,000 and 40 million views. Another thing artists do is to show their diversity within their genre. A recent example of this is Lady Gaga's video, Till It Happens to You. This pop artist usually makes feel-good, upbeat videos, whereas this one is a very hard-hitting message. After taking in consideration all I have just mentioned, I feel my video is like a real music video. After doing a lot of research online and looking into Andrew Goodwin's theory of music videos, he says there are key aspects to what the audience look out for in order to create a successful music video. One being, through beats, seeing the sound. I have done this in my video at key moments to get the visuals to relate to the audio. For example, my artist stepping to the beat when she leaves the park, and also when the beat changes, the visual also transitions. These both helping to show the link between the song and the video. Another aspect is the narrative and performance. I have a clear storyline in my video. This decision was made after looking at artists similar to mine. For example, my actual artist Gabriella Aplin, whose latest song, Home, depicts a scene of her being mugged and having to almost re-find her meaning of what makes home. Therefore, I have decided to follow convention and make up a relatable storyline. This being a girl and a boy who are childhood lovers and things got difficult as they grew up. The girl wanted to meet again when they were older to talk it over, but we don't actually know till the end whether he will or won't meet up with her, but by then, as we see, it's too late. The last of Andrew Goodwin's key points are the technical aspects like special effects. I haven't actually used any special effects in my video, as I believed it would look out of place and it wasn't actually needed. This was after looking into my artist and the genre. None of the videos contained any special effects, so I decided not to use any in my video. I believe my video is relatable to many people. This is due to us remembering a childhood memory or that special person. Also how the past catches up with them and makes the present difficult. You can see my actors having to choose between their head and their heart. The song I have chosen has no actual music video by the artist, and I believe this has helped me due to having no preconceived ideas of what the artist wrote this song about. The emoji I have used on the phone in the video suggests before we even know the situation that there's broken feelings here. Other examples in my video include the lyrics saying unfinished messages to send while my artist is sending a message. Then later, the irony of the lyrics saying, "Do you think I'd run out on you now?" when the girl has left the park thinking the guy won't show up. I have used lip-syncing of my artist. This is matching conventions of pretty much all female solo artists like Taylor Swift and Ellie Goulding. I have done this to show the audience that the lyrics are like her feelings and thoughts and she's venting them to the camera. I have used other music videos to act as influence to my music video and to show how I've made clear links to real music videos. A key influence of mine is Taylor Swift. This is due to her being a very popular solo female artist at the moment, and is very similar sound-wise to my artist. Therefore, I chose her video with Ed Sheeran called Everything Has Changed to impact the decisions on my music video. I wanted to use children as they can help to evoke emotion, and because we were all young once, therefore it could help the audience to relate to it. I analysed the shots used to help me show this young relationship. Also, the costume and props of this video showed me potential ones to use in my film. I used a playground as the main location, like in Taylor Swift's video. I also reflected the link of how I used two actors of both young and old to show that they are the same person, much like in the Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran video. In my video, the only connection between the two characters is their mobile phones. This idea is relatable due to modern technology being the main way of communication for my target market in the Western world. This also follows conventions as a lot of artists now use modern technology in their videos as endorsement of a product. I have taken the inspiration for using phones from Adele's Make You Feel My Love video, as she is a similar artist to mine, and I wanted to see what angles she used in that to film showing and sending of messages. Also Justin Bieber, who is one of the world's most popular artists taking over the charts currently. His song One Time has a video that involves game consoles and Xbox. This too could be for endorsement purposes, but also to show a stereotypical boy activity. This is why I used this idea for my video, to make the links of how times have changed, that the boy used to be playing around in the park outside, but now has changed to modern technology of a games console inside. I have used slow motion in my film at key moments to prolong suspense. I have taken this inspiration from Maroon 5's video, Payphone, where a man and a woman are running from a fire. The slow motion allows the audience to question if they will be okay, much like in my video, where my male actor is running to see if the girl is still waiting for him. Slow motion is used in a lot of videos, and I believe it was successful to help me add suspense and emotion to my video. The Imagine Dragons have been of great inspiration too. Their songs Radioactive and Roots have helped me decide in which ways I can show the themes of my video. Their song Roots tells the story of their lead singer's life with flashbacks to his childhood. I have used this idea to add in flashbacks from when my characters were younger. Their other video, Radioactive, shows a girl at the beginning. She is walking, and the way it's shot is very effective. It helps pose questions to the audience and build suspense of where is she going. The opening of my video shows a female character as well, walking with a puzzled expression on her face, and we don't actually know where she's going. I wanted to leave a lot of questions open in my video, like with the ending, where you never actually know if the characters are ever going to meet again, and we don't actually know what's happening to them when they grew up. I have done this due to my many music videos showing relationships, and I wanted to keep it open to imagination of the audience. The variety of shots I've used also allows my video to be like a real one, tilting the camera, long and establishing shots to show the location, close-up and headshots to show the emotion of the character, as well as mid-shots. In my video, I have also ensured continuity of weather conditions and same costume in the shots. I believe that grey, overcast weather conditions suited my film the best. This was due to the time of year that I was filming, meaning that actually these days were very readily available to me. But also I thought that sunny wouldn't be in keeping with the theme of my video that was quite sad, and I felt that rain was far too stereotypical for this type of music video, as most love stories contain a scene when they're in the rain. My two main characters follow convention costumes, for example, jeans and jacket. This has been seen to my audience as relatable. The ways my film challenges conventions of real music videos is the costume of my young female character. Stereotypical outfits for a young girl usually contains pink or white to connotate girly, yet innocence in them, like in Taylor Swift's video where the girl is wearing a white dress. I have put my younger character in darker, unconventional colours to show the connotation of her being the darkness or sadness on the situation that she may have caused between the two characters. This idea is inspired from Jessie J's video Who's Laughing Now, where she shows herself as a young girl in contrast to all the other girls around her which are in pink, where she is in black. This is to show that she is different. I put my older female artist in similar dark clothes to show continuity of reflecting this idea. I have put my young male actor in a red coat to connotate love but also danger of the situation. You also see him in a pirate's costume which contains red but also reflects the idea of children dressing up like in the Everything Has Changed video with Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran. Another way my video isn't like the ones you see on YouTube or MTV is that I had no budget for this film and only a basic camera and tripod. I have used my resources to their full potential and the actors used are from a drama background. To support my music video, I created a digipack along with poster/advert. I decided to choose an advert over a website due to this being accessible not just by people online but also in newspapers, magazines and billboards, not to mention it being shown digitally like on artists' social media accounts like Instagram or Facebook. In order to create the advert, I looked into real ones of artists similar to mine. I found that solo female artists of a pop/singer-songwriter genre have headshots used in their digipack and advert. Examples I have looked at include Leona Lewis, Cheryl Cole, Jessie J and Jess Glynn, whose faces are the focus of these adverts, along with Adele and Jessie J for the digipack cover. Therefore, I got my artist to apply makeup and have bare shoulders to photograph images of my advert and digipack. This was also for people to identify the artist to her work. I believe this makes my digipack and advert like a real one. Nowadays, images of artists in the music industry are photoshopped to fit a certain look. Therefore, I've edited this image on my advert and digipack with coloration of the image, changing it to a pinky purple. This was to have a theme running through my ancillary texts. You may be wondering why I have a sad video, yet bubbly and happy digipack and advert. This is to show the diversity of my artist, but also the link between the album cover, advert and video are my artist's use, but also the same photo shoot I've used for the advert and digipack, along with the lip syncing in the video. The photo I've used for the digipack and advert are the same. This is to show clear links of the two, both having the pinkish coloration to show continuity of my album to advert. The title of the album is Amend. This shows the contrast of visual of happiness to the possible situations linked to the word amend, which could be happy or sad. I believe this album cover name can allow audience to relate to the possible situations where they have been in something that needed to be amended. The text of my advert and digipack link. I found that the text named Helvetica is very popular within the industry due to its sleek yet simplistic look. Therefore, I've stuck to the 3 types of this font to be used throughout my title in my video, my digipack and advert to show the links between the 3 of them. I wanted to keep my digipack simple as over-cluttering it would look unprofessional and make people not want to read it. Therefore, a simple glittered background which I had edited in Photoshop along with my artist's eyes helped me to keep a professional look of the digipack. To also ensure that my advert and digipack look professional, I use what they use in the industry, which is InDesign used on the Mac, along with Photoshop to edit these images together. Using Photoshop, I have created a signature for my artist. This was to give my digipack message a more personal feel. I decided to identify my target audience. I did this by asking people ages 14 to 18 a series of questions, as these are the ages that are most actively watching and listening to music now. I asked them what they thought made a good music video and what they would like to see in my video. So here's what they said.
A storyline with a twist and maybe a cliffhanger.
A relatable video with good lip syncing.
Not your everyday love story.
A relatable video with action and emotion.
From this, it shows a narrative-based video with a twist is what my audience wanted the most, due to them being able to relate to the situation and the characters, and that was why my 2 characters were within the age range of this target audience, as it allowed them to relate to the narrative of the video. While taking into consideration what they would like, I couldn't please all of my audience, but I did take heavy influence from what they wanted to see. I then asked them to watch my music video and tell me their thoughts of the finished version.
I liked the storyline and how there was a connection between the two characters. I liked the lip syncing, how it wasn't overdone.
I liked how it was a relatable and believable love story, and acting I quite liked. I thought it was very convincing.
I really enjoyed the music video.
I liked how the storyline had a twist. I liked the realistic relationship between the two characters.
The majority of my feedback was positive. I had really taken into consideration what they wanted, and on the whole they seemed very pleased with the outcome. I had shown some of them my video as it progressed. A lot of people had commented on how the storyline was very clear and gripping. They also felt that the video evoked emotion, and this is what I set out to do. Therefore, I believe the video was a success through the eyes of my target audience. Due to this song being very unknown, and not actually having a real music video, I think a lot of my target audience had concerns that it would be hard to create an identity for this video, but they agreed at the end that they thought that the storyline reflected the song very well and was relatable for them. If I was to do anything differently in my video, after speaking to my target audience, I believe I would have changed the ending, as a lot of people had asked me, did the characters ever actually meet again? Even though I liked leaving the video on a cliffhanger so the audience could make up their own ending, I do believe that people would maybe have wanted a happy ending to the video. But I never set out to please everyone, only take their ideas into consideration. And it may have been if I had changed the ending of my video to them meeting again, it could have appealed to a wider audience who enjoyed videos that had a happy ending. But overall, I'm glad that they enjoyed it, and I do believe that I responded well to the information that they gave me, while also taking influence from actual music videos. Throughout my AS and A2 coursework, I used Final Cut Pro as I believed it would allow me to give a professional edge to my work when editing. The software was very easy to use once you had the hang of it. I did spend some time, however, playing around with a variety of the possibilities that Final Cut Pro had to offer. While editing in Final Cut Pro, the key tools that served as great help to me was the slow motion tool, along with a wide variety of transitions and camera filter effects. I used Faded Sun for the main video, along with Dry Heat to give emphasis to the sad situation due to its dull, grey-toned coloration, and Desert Glare for the flashbacks, as it gave a glow to the footage to connotate the past and moving on. The transitions I used were cross-dissolve when leaving or entering the shots of the flashbacks, but normal clips would just cut after cut. This was to show the variation of these. I did this variation due to showing the difference of the flashbacks to current time. I frequently used the blade tool to allow me to cut the clips extremely accurately. I did find that Final Cut Pro was fairly slow, especially when I had all my clips for editing on the software. This did slow down my creative process due to having to wait a long time for the software to complete loading. But on a positive note, it did allow me to quickly get my footage from SD cards to the timeline quickly. I used InDesign for the creation of my digipack and advert. This was due to it being used within the industry, and that was probably the reason why I found it so difficult to use. I had to spend a lot of time getting used to how the software worked. Its layout was very linear, and I found it hard to know what I was actually clicking on, due to all its features being hidden within the top toolbar, and this made it hard to know what tool I was actually looking for. The various lines set out in InDesign allowed everything to be correctly proportional, giving it a very sleek and professional look afterwards. Photoshop allowed me to edit my digipack and advert images. After doing a photo shoot with my artist, I chose the images I wanted to use to promote her album. Photoshop gave me the desired look that would appeal to my target audience. I found Photoshop fairly easy to use due to it being very user-friendly and having a toolbar with pictures on the side which corresponded to its use. The camera I used to capture images for my work was my own camera. It is relatively new, and I believe even though it wasn't an industry standard camera, it gave me all the quality images I desired for my work. When recording my music video, I took a tripod and a video camera. A tripod allowed me to gain a smooth running shot without any shaking that would have happened if I used my camera handheld. The tripod also had a pivot arm on it, which allowed me to capture tilting shots and panning shots. This really did see the benefits of having a tripod when editing my footage together. Even though the tripod itself was very heavy and difficult to move when filming, it did add a more professional quality to my film. Even though within the industry they use a mechanical crane along with other very expensive equipment, I obviously did not have available to me. The video camera was given to me by school. As I did not have my own, it was fairly dated and wasn't the best image quality. For example, in darker lighting, the image became very grainy, and this was why I had to ensure my video was filmed in the peak of daylight. On the video cameras, I found the zooming dial useful as it allowed me to zoom in on the actors' faces to show their emotion. The video camera was also very lightweight, which helped when moving about locations when filming. Blogger has been of great help to show my creative process throughout my coursework. I've tried as often as possible to update my blog on what's happening, whether good or bad within my work. It has acted as a diary to show the start to finish of my coursework. I do find that Blogger, when trying to lay out posts, is extremely challenging, as there is only certain positions on the page you can place an image or video. For example, this has made it quite difficult for me to get the best possible outcome for each post aesthetically. But Blogger is very readily available to me due to them also having an app. This meaning I could update all my work from wherever I was, even during filming when I was in the middle of a field. I used my iPhone when filming, as I downloaded a copy of the song to allow my artist to lip sync along with the lyrics. This also helped me when editing to ensure I was placing the correct visual with the audio, as well as helping my artist on set to hear the original vocals to mimic it correctly. YouTube has greatly helped my research and creative process of my music video. You can see from my blog that I have uploaded a number of music videos from the site. It is the home of millions of music videos, whether it's from top charting artists or smaller independent ones. It has allowed me to investigate all ends of the spectrum. From discovering a genre or style of music, along with YouTube, MTV has enabled me to understand what is generically filmed within music videos. MTV more focuses on current top charts. Even though my artist is known, she is not a current top charting artist. Therefore, even though MTV did greatly serve as initial research resource, as my creative process took off, I have chosen my artist, MTV became less used within my work, as only a few of my inspirational artists were actually shown on MTV at all. Social media has also allowed me to see what artists are currently popular. From this, the number that is shown on their account, due to the amount of followers they have. It has allowed me to get more of a personal vision for my artist, as I then decided to create her own accounts on Twitter and Facebook. This is due to social media being a free media platform for promoting my artist, but also to let fans feel a more personal communication with her. Lastly, I would like to say I have extremely enjoyed the ups and downs of the creative process within my work. I hope my justification of my inspiration, methods and final product are satisfactory, so thank you for watching.